This is your Morning Answer with Brian Whitman, Ben Shapiro, and Alicia Krause.
Thanks for joining us on the Morning Answer here on a Friday with Brian, Ben, and Alicia. And Ben, we have some FOBs, friends of Ben, and friends of the Morning Answer that have come in this morning. We welcome Sergeant Amir Khalabi is here and Captain Hassan Maklada. These are both members of the Israeli Defense Force.
Right, and both Druze. And so why don't we start with Amir? Amir, we want to explain why exactly. People don't know what Druze are in the first place. So what exactly are, like, for Americans, this is a foreign word. So what are Druze?
Yeah, I don't even know what that word means. I don't know what that word means.
And it's something unique because the idea of having non-Jewish soldiers in the Israeli Defense Force freaks people. Like, people don't even know that exists. So what are Druze and why do they serve in the IDF?
Okay, so Druze are a minority in the Middle East, and they are a monotheistic religion. Okay, who believe, of course, in one God.
Sure.
And the origin of the Druze rise from the Middle East. By our belief, we are here from the beginning. But during the years, we were, let's say, undercover in different religions that was existing. Until some point, there was a messenger of the Druze who started to spread the religion. And for a certain limited time, the gates were open for a certain limited time. And after that time, there were no new believers to the religion. Okay, so it's a very spiritual religion. It shares ideas from Buddhism, Judaism, Greek philosophy, and more.
Okay, so why exactly? Obviously, there's tremendous religious strife in Israel between Muslims and Jews. Why did Druze join up with the Israeli army? Because Druze have been serving in the Israeli army since literally the foundation of the State of Israel.
The relationship between the Druze and the Jewish people go long time before the establishment of Israel, even from the Bible time. We have a very important prophet, the most important prophet of the Druze people, Yitro, was Moses'
advisor,
and he gave his daughter to Moses. So the relationship is it's long time ago. And before even the establishment of Israel, the relationships between the Druze and the Jews started when the Aliyahs started. When the Jews first come, the Jews helped the Jews to arrive to Israel and to...
They helped in a security sense, obviously. And this is what you continue that tradition now. This is Sergeant Amir Khalabi. And let's get to Hassan Maklada in here, who is a captain and officer in the Israeli Air Force. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Sure.
For folks who don't know, for folks in our Morning Answer listening who do know, and we know to the extent that we follow the news, we know what's happening in terms of the security situation to the extent that we follow the reports. Obviously, you guys are here for 12 days, right?
That's right.
Only for 12 days. So for our listening audience, paint a picture of what the security situation is like in Israel as someone who's there on the ground in this effort.
It's very terrifying, okay? You're going in the streets and you feel threat. There's a lot of... it's really terrifying for everyone, not just for Jewish people, also for Arabs, for every Israeli people. It's very terrifying reality that we have now there.
It's getting worse or it's getting better?
It's getting worser. Okay, it's getting worse because at war you have the alarms. You know when when bombs or rockets will come. Here you're not knowing where it
if someone's going to stab you.
Yeah,
right.
So,
it's terrifying.
So when you look at the streets, everyone looks left, right. Everyone, everyone's
is on guard.
On guard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What do you think the solutions are going to be here? Because obviously these that's always the question everybody has is what are solutions going to be? And there are never any real solutions because it just keeps going and going. And I think part of that problem is that the perception in the world is that Israel, why you guys are so important is the perception in the world is that Israel is only a Jewish state. So this is just a matter of Jews versus Muslims. It's an ongoing religious war that will never stop. But obviously, you guys are living proof of the fact that Israel is more than just a Jewish state. What do you think, number one, the solution is going to be here? And number two, how do you think, what does the world need to know about the state of Israel that they don't right now?
Even though Israel defined as a Jewish state, everybody need to understand there are minorities in this state that are fully integrated in the state of Israel. And they have full rights of citizenships. And the minorities also can run to the parliament, can elect. There are Arabic parliament groups.
They're full participants.
Full participants, okay, and they have full equal rights. Okay, the solution in the Middle East, I want to take the masks a little bit down. It's education problem. It's a war of religions. It's not politics, in my opinion. The Islam, the radical Islam, don't accept different ideologies beside Islam. If you look at Iran, for example, okay, if you don't wear hijab, you cannot be Iranian there. You cannot live as a free person there. And the same go to other parts in the region. And there is a very big problem with Islam that teach his kids on hate and on beliefs that if you are not Muslim, you are kuffar, they call it, and you must die. They must kill you. That's the problem.
This is Sergeant Amir Khalabi from the Israeli Defense Force, and Captain Hassan Maklada is here. They're here in America, in Southern California. You're spending your time for 12 days exclusively in Southern California here. Can I ask you about, quickly, I'll ask a political question about the Obama administration. We had a story this morning that Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with Secretary of State John Kerry, and Ben and Alicia articulate very eloquently on this program the perceptions that a lot of folks have about the Obama administration.
There's certain things we can say that you can't say because you're members of IDF.
Right. So forgive me if I ask a political question and you can't answer it. Then I understand that as well. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Because I'm curious to know the rank and file down there defending folks in Israel, what their feeling is about our administration, about President Obama and the administration. I can't ask that. Okay, then. Okay, Alicia.
I don't think that they could answer that, but okay. I did tell them to be very careful because they're doing a tour of our American universities, and they said they're going to like UCLA and a few others, and I was like, oh, just watch out because I mean we've had these idiots, say that they want an intifada. And they want to boycott, divest, and sanction from Israel, but not just from Israel, from the United States. And they find the American flag incredibly. Right. So just be warned that our universities here are kind of cray-cray.
So Captain Maklada can't answer the question because he's currently active in the Israeli Air Force. But
that's very noble, by the way. I actually envy that you can't answer political questions.
Dr. Khalabi can because he's a combat soldier of the paratrooper brigade, but he's not. You're not active. I mean, you're reserve now, correct?
Yes.
So you can give your personal opinion, not in your capacity.
And
as an
even
soldier.
just I just the feeling about it. Forgive me if I'm asking.
So the question was, to reiterate, what's the generalized feeling on the ground about the Obama administration in Israel at this point?
Me personally had very high expectations from Obama when he came to office. He had a good attitude toward the Muslim world. But in the end of the day, I think that in some perspective, he is a little bit naive. The atmosphere in the Middle East is tough. It's a jungle out there, okay? And some people don't understand nice words, okay? And they don't share the same humanitarian values like in the Western countries share. So I would expect from him to treat the situation in a different way.
Okay, interesting. A little more reality, maybe, if I can. Yeah, okay, interesting.
The reason I think it's important to have you guys on the air, specifically because of your identity, is because one of the big perceptions that have been pushed by people, including members of the Obama administration, is that Israel only exists because after the Holocaust, the world felt really bad, and therefore they sent a bunch of Europeans in there to basically colonize. And obviously, as Israeli citizens, you're not Jewish. You weren't involved in the Holocaust. People don't even understand that half of the Israeli population, half of the Israeli Jewish population, is not from Europe in the first place. Half of it is from Arab countries that surround Israel. The diversity of Israel. What do you say to people who say that Israel is? This is the common accusation made by a former president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, that Israel is an apartheid state. You hear this one a lot, and I'm sure you'll get asked this question when you go to college campuses.
Inside the 67 lines, the Israeli citizenships, they fully have a freedom to move. There is no any apartheid aspects of living. But in the West Bank and in Gaza, people need to understand that Israel have security needs. Without security needs, okay, bombs will explode in the streets of Tel Aviv. Okay, the checkpoints are not for fun. The walls that they build are not for fun. These measures are saving lives in Israel. Okay, in order to change that, the Palestinians should take different path. And the different path is to accept there is a Jewish state next to them and they need to be good neighbors. If they do that, they will live a happy life. But until now, they choose since the establishment of Israel, to fight Israel, not to build their own state.
That's Amir Halabi, a sergeant, but now reservist, I think Ben said, and Captain Hassan Maklada from the Israel Air Force in this morning on the Morning Answer, and they're visiting America for 12 days, and they will be, as Alicia pointed out a moment ago, you guys will be doing
various college
college campuses. Hassan, you prepared for the college campuses? You see, Alicia tried to give you a warning. There's going to be a lot of folks. There's going to be some spicy conversation, I think, at these
That's
forums.
a nice way of putting it.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, I'm really an Israeli Air Force captain, but I'm also a volunteer at Magen David Adom. This is the reason why I came here also to campuses to explain that there is also volunteers at Magen David Adom. Someone that didn't know what Magen David Adom, it's like the Red Cross in the United States, but there is volunteers since age 15. Okay, so I started volunteering since the age 15, and I'm here representing Magen David Adom in the campuses, and the awareness, to put awareness that the Magen David Adom helps everyone for saving lives. Okay, you don't have, you have to save everyone in the field, especially in that occasion, especially in that time. And that's it.
Yeah, interesting.
I have an informational question for you, because people are constantly asking about, right now there have been, the mayor of Jerusalem has said that people who have the ability to carry guns should carry guns because of the knife attacks in the streets. What are the restrictions like in terms of gun ownership in Israel? Because obviously it's a big issue in the United States. Pretty much everybody has a gun. Alicia has guns. I have guns. Tons of people have guns. What are the
I don't have any guns.
Right, women doesn't have any guns.
I don't have any guns.
Because chicken. But for what are the restrictions in Israel as far as gun ownership, and how safe is Israel because of the fact that pretty much everybody has served in the military at some point?
First of all, not everybody is serving in the military. Okay,
well, that's true.
That's for sure. But to carry a gun, you have to be an very, very clear profile, okay, for your background, and they check you. There's a lot of tests. There's a lot of exams that you do, okay, by the government to get that permission to have a gun. Not everyone allowed to have a gun. They do a lot of work.
And the debate there is similar, Hassan, to the debate here in America about guns. It's a similar debate about gun control, isn't it, in Israel? Among the folks who live there, or it's not
people in Israel, because
not a similar debate.
I mean, from what I understand, because you're right, not everybody serves in the Israeli military, but a large number of people serve in the Israeli military. The familiarity with guns is high, and there are also a number of people. I mean, the security in Israel is very high everywhere you go. I mean, there's soldiers pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's not quite as necessary. Like in the United States, the ratio of civilian to police population is extraordinarily high. Right, tons of civilian population, not a lot of police. In Israel, there's so many people serving in the army that every street corner there's a soldier.
We want to thank you guys for coming in. Amir Halabi, thank you for doing this. Hassan Maklada, what you guys are in Southern California through next week, and you'll be over at UCLA, and you'll be in visiting a lot of our college campuses. We thank you for coming in this morning and giving us a perspective that a lot of us can't appreciate, not being on the ground there. Hassan, I thank you. Amir, and thank you.
Thank you so much,
guys.
So much. And thanks for what you do.
So much, guys.
Thank you.
You're standing up for Western civilization in a way that certain other people aren't.
We appreciate it very much. And